And we see for ReWinD, there's already, wow, Warrior, Shaman, and Warlock. Not surprised.
No Hunter, no Druid, but those are the 5 classes we see almost entirely, to be honest. And we have Druid, Rogue, and Shaman on the side of Grimmjow.
And before we start the game, you should restart your VLC player, because I closed mine too, to make everything work correctly. I'm just disturbing my producer here. So our cast is live, our production is live too. Just the games are recorded, everything is working now. We got ReWinD versus Grimmjow, and it's Shaman for Grimmjow versus, well, Zulok for ReWinD here.
And yeah, that's an interesting matchup. If it's an anti-aggro Shaman, Shaman is normally pretty strong against the Zulok.
Well, if you get your Lightning Storms, you're pretty lucky. So you could destroy turn 4, turn 5, a complete board. And I just want to mention this. ReWinD has a golden Warlock. So not only his cards are full golden, but his Warlock is even golden. That's the first Warlock we see, the first golden hero we see in our league here.
Shiny.
So is he a super nerd, or is he just playing Warlock a lot? I know he's just playing Warlock a lot.
Well, that's what you say.
I actually know him, so he's a super nerd too. But that's okay. As we know, we're all. And there's Lightning Storm in Grimmjow's hand, exactly what you want to have. And ReWinD only has 2 HP minions, so he might be able to deal a lot of damage in early game. He can clear the totem. Next turn we might see Young Priest and Abusive Sergeant, so his whole hand drops on the board. And turn 3, double Lightning Storm. That's ridiculous. And if it hits perfect, the board is clear. Well, that sucks. It's only a 1/1 minion, but with a Direwolf Alpha, that's already a 2/1 minion. It's super annoying. And if the Priestess buffs the right minion, so the Direwolf Alpha twice, your Lightning Storm is going to get, yeah, it cannot kill perfect. That was
lucky.
Yeah, but that Taunt Totem gets killed by the 2/1 Voidwalker, and you really don't want to have to happen. Like,
yeah, but almost every totem would have got killed.
And he also has an Hex in his hand, so Grimmjow's hand is even better. ReWinD could drop down his Knife Juggler. He doesn't need to predict a second Lightning Storm. You cannot predict 2 Lightning Storms. It's okay if you're saying I'm only dropping 2 or 3 minions since there could be a Lightning Storm. Then it happens like last turn. But now you're really not counting with a second one. And I just see Grimmjow here going again for it. Demolishing the complete board. But a 3/3 Knife Juggler again. So if that Lightning Storm doesn't go perfect...
He has an Earthshock.
Yeah, he has an Earthshock, but you kind of don't want to... And again, someone survives.
Yeah, Earthshock, but that's fine.
The funny thing is, there's a Doomguard in ReWinD's hand, and he might consider just dropping it.
But then it gets hexed.
Yeah, but then it gets hacked instantly. That could turn out pretty nice for him. The better play for him, if he knew about the hex, would be Abusive Sergeant plus Shattered Sun Cleric.
Yep.
Two 3/2 minions would turn out to be extremely useful here, and he goes for it. That's way better. He would shovel his own grave if he does it different.
Let's see what he gets. Unbound.
Well, that's the best minion to get here. 4 HP to attack. ReWinD needs a Soulfire to get rid of it instantly.
Or Argent Commander.
Or Argent. He could even play his second Shattered Sun Cleric he top decked here to buff up 1 and get rid of it. His hand is just ridiculous, and you already used the 2 Lightning Storms. But nice counter. Just saying, nice counter from Grimmjow. Fire Elemental plus Lightning Bolt. Get rid of 2 minion on the board.
He can't trade. ReWinD. He has the Shattered Sun Cleric.
Well,
only draws a Harvest Golem.
He could go for 8 damage to the face with a Doomguard, but he decides, he knows there's no Lightning Storm coming again, so he just drops and drops minions on the board. That's not something you want to draw. So he can clear here. Well, he can clear except the Harvest Golem, but next turn there's 7 damage incoming. if he goes for another Argent Commander, this is getting ridiculous. Another Doomguard.
Well, the Doomguard is useless.
but it's still awesome. He's just drawing those minions. For example, turn 9 upcoming. If he draws a Leroy, if he plays a Leroy, that would be 2 Argent Commanders and a Leroy. That would be a bit much. He could go Leroy and Doomguard in 1 turn, and that's 11 damage. This is stupid. He kind of needs to hex here and play his weapon, for example. Or he just goes for Mana Tide, Normal Totem, Defend of Argus. That would put him on a safe spot somewhere. But it's still not what you want to do. You kind of want to go auction your hex, draw a card. But as we know, you're going to regret playing that hex.
Doomguard's ink.
I guess the safest play would even be if you go for Mana Tide Totem, another Totem, and then Defend of Argus.
Oh, nice, the Pharaoh Spirits. Those
really,
are important.
Really
important.
nice. So he can save himself. If there's no, well, Soulfire, so he can Soulfire, play 1 Doomguard, that's the best play here, and even draw, well, Power Overwhelming Argent Squire down to 5 here, but Grimmjow has his Wolves and the Defend of Argus. So if there are 2 more turns for him, he can just go super safe mode. So he's gonna survive next turn at the moment, since all charge minions are gone for Rewind. If he's not playing 2 Argent Commanders and a Leroy, plus those 2 Doomguards, and that would be really crazy if he has another Pharaoh Spirit.
Wow.
It looks good for Grimmjow. He could manage to turn this around.
But there are still 2 Soulfires. No, 1 Soulfire. 1 Soulfire wouldn't be enough.
Well, silence. But even his silence, he needs another Soulfire now, so he can silence and drop his Defend of Argus, but he would need another Soulfire to win the game. But it's still, there's a 6-8.
No, I think he should. Yeah, trade.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just saying, if he wants, there could be a 6-8. He's down to 3 HP.
He's so close.
And there's no Lightning Storm. You really want to have that Lightning Storm.
Oh, he's overloaded.
Well, he can go Pharaoh Spirits and taunt up his left 2 minions. That's okay. And even get a Rockbiter. So, can he make it happen? Well, he can drop down to 1. Trade the Argent Squire. Trade with his weapon, trade the 3-2 with his Auctioneer, and then Rockbiter up his minion to kill the 5-5. But he would be on 1 HP. No, he needs to. Nah, he's
no. Yeah, exactly.
There's one in my plan. He had 1 minion more than I was talking about.
Elven Archer top deck, go.
No. Well, Amani Berserker.
That would have been so funny.
Even with a Knife Juggler, there would be a potential. But it looks good. He can trade 2 minions again if he wants to. So he can kill 2 wolves. And he has an Amani Berserker out. And other stuff. That looks good. On 1 HP, if the Soulfire is coming, he's dead. And there's 5-7 damage.
10, 14.
And another Defend of Argus. Grimmjow is running extremely lucky. He can absolutely. Well, I would consider dropping my. Just getting more taunts. Just more taunts. This is what you want to have. You could drop your Argent
clear
Commander.
the board.
And you kind of want to clear the board and get even more taunts, as he's doing it right now.
Use that one to... What? He's going for that. Yeah, that makes sense as well.
Well, but at least trade the other 2 minions. You could be fatal if you don't. Absolutely kill a Direwolf Alpha, but everything else would only hurt yourself.
That's game.
Oh, this looks extremely not good for a Rewind.
Grimmjow survives with 1 HP. Well, it's over.
Well, he can trade some stuff here, the 2 right ones, but there's still 10 damage on the board, and Rewind loses the game.
Ouch.
That one, Warrior, we will just see by jumping right into the game.
Yeah, and as you already found out, we only have Grimmjow's point of view now.
Yeah, since
And it's shame and mirror.
this time it's at least not a player's fault, it's our fault for having 3 times the same file when that happens. So, as you say, Shaman Mirror, Earthshock, Lightning Storm, Lightning Bolt, First Spirit. That's a nice start for Grimmjow. So if Rewind thinks about coining out First Spirits, he could be just Lightning Storm, GG, if it hits perfect. Or just get his own First Spirits out and the same could happen to him. This is always the problem in Shaman Mirror. The Lightning Storm hitting perfect is most of the times the player that has a big advantage.
We see only spells on his hand.
Well, it's okay, but you kind of want to start with an Argent Squire. Like, just have that one minion, and Rewind gets a spell damage totem. This is so annoying. If you would think about coining out your Spirit Wolves, you cannot do that anymore.
No way.
That Lightning Storm would hit perfectly if your enemy has it, and you cannot risk. You just cannot risk. It would throw you so hard back. And there's even an Unbound Elemental coming, so the board gets stronger and stronger here for Rewind. Well, we might see the perfect totem toss, like get a spell damage totem yourself
Lightning bolt.
and throw lightning bolt in his face.
Well, it's 33% chance, and he doesn't get it.
Well, 1/1 totem is not to underestimate. I mean, with Rockbiter, it's 4 damage too, so you would get that 2/4 dead. If it stays at 2/4, so Spirit Wolves incoming from Rewind maybe? Yeah, who's surprised we're not? And as we said, next turn there is that one Lightning Storm maybe incoming.
Would you go for the totem risk now?
No, I would just Lightning Storm. You cannot go...
You can still coin Lightning Storm.
Yeah, but you can still coin now and do more spells. So it hits okay. You can just run in your totem and play your Rockbiter and everything is okay. Next turn, you could coin out something for 3, something for 4 mana, or just play your Mana Tide Totem for 3. That's okay. I hope he plays a Rockbiter and not the Lightning Bolt, since the Lightning Bolt gets stronger with your Azure Drake. That would be a slight misplay.
And he would overload himself
even
further.
Yeah. Yep.
That way he can go for his Foul Spirits and keep the coin, else he would have need to coin next turn.
Or he just goes for the Mana Tide Totem, also possible. He doesn't need to First Spirit if he doesn't want to. There's only 3 mana left for Rewind, and he already used 1 Spirit Wolves, 1 Unbound. So there could be another Unbound. There could be 1 Earthen Ring Farseer, but he goes for a Mana Tide Totem himself. So maybe just go Mana Tide, coin, Lightning Bolt.
Or Earthshock.
Or Earthshock. The problem in a Shaman deck is Flame Tongue. If you leave 1 alive, you might get in Flame Tongue trouble. So there's a 0/2 totem hovering around and you don't care. And then in the end there's a Flame Tongue totem and bam, 2 damage and it killed something. It kills one of your Argent Commanders. And this is super annoying. You really don't want that to happen.
That's true.
What could a Rewind do now? 6 mana? There could be a Fire Elemental incoming. So that totem might die in agony.
I think he would have already played it if he had one.
That's always a thought. If he had one, that's the first play you could consider. Maybe he has an Argent Commander in his hand, but he struggles with playing it since there could be an Azure Drake Earthshock. And we see an Azure Drake, but he cannot play the Earthshock since he's overloaded by 1. That hurts a lot for Grimmjow. I would say Rewind only has reacty things in his hand.
Lightning bolts.
Well, if there's a Lightning Bolt plus a minion incoming, it would look good. But with just a Totemic Call, well, that hurts. Since you really wanted to get now a board advantage by playing something. And he thinks about...
Ferris Spirits, maybe?
Just dropping his Flame Tongue, but it seems...
That's strange.
Well, you can choose to do something like that. But if you do it, well, now Earthshock has some value, as you said. Just Salna's Totem Earthshock, for example, could work out. If you get a spell damage totem, you would even kill that totem. But you just got rid of 1 Flame Tongue if you really want to. Oh, and he gets an Argent Commander. And that's rather useful.
Always nice to have, of course.
Well, Rewind needs to have a spell now. Argent Commander. Fire Elemental, something like that. Or he just has a 2 damage totem.
Or a Stoneforged Axe.
Well, Stoneforged Axe is okay.
It takes 4 damage, but he clears the board.
And he has a taunt totem, so that turned out rather useful for him. I mean, there is the potential of just Argent Commander Earthshock, so this could happen. Or Auctioneer Earthshock to draw a card. There is some place for Grimmjow now to deal with what Rewind threw on the board.
Auctioneer Shock, I think. He could also go Argent Commander.
Oh,
But Auctioneer Shock just makes way more sense.
the advantage from the Argent Commander play is you would silence. I would silence the taunt totem and kill the 0/3 totem, and then he would never get a taunt totem again. And that's like, so it would have to die before he can get out a new one. That would be extremely useful for Grimmjow here, since you really don't want to have taunt totems in your way when you have a charge minion roaming around for damage. Rewind, 7 mana, still no Fire Elemental, but he needs to kill the Auctioneer now and fast. He used a lightning bolt. There's a second Flame Tongue. Well, that's the explanation why he played his 1 Flame Tongue, since he has a second one. Deals good amount of damage, gets the Auctioneer killed. You really don't want to have it alive, and that's exactly why I said I would have silenced the Taunt Totem. Now, there's again a Taunt Totem, and there's again that 1 Flame Tongue lying in its way. I mean, he can play Alakir to get past it, or Stormforged Axe plus Argent Commander, but he wouldn't need to do it if he played it different. And I would almost say that's a bit greedy, since he really wants to get his Unbound buffed up, but there's 2 unnecessary damage on the board, and together with a Lightning Storm, that could turn out devastating for you.
Yeah, good Lightning Storm.
Could still Fire
just
Elemental.
Clear the entire board.
Yeah, the Lightning Storm would just be perfect. If you get it out, it hits good. 3 damage on everything. Even only 3 damage on the Wolves, 2 damage on the Unbound Elemental. He could clear the board, and that would be extremely good for Rewind, since your enemy just overloaded himself and he gets an Azure Drake. And is there that Lightning Storm incoming?
A shock.
Well, I'm just saying just an Earthshock. I expect Earthshock plus Lightning Storm, but I wouldn't say...
I do not agree with the play, though.
No,
I would have kept the Earthshock and just wait, because as we saw, that was 4 damage, and he could have either taken the damage of the Unbound, 4 damage, or traded with his 2/2 totem. That way, if he had the Earthshock now, he could potentially play Salnos or get the spell damage totem, and yeah, just kill the Argent Commander.
Yeah, I don't 100% agree with the Earthshock play there too. It's still okay, though. It worked out for him. Board is clear. There's only 1 for 2 minion out. He can clear now. But there's still no Fire Elemental for Rewind. That's super annoying. You really want to have that Fire Elemental. And even with his spell damage totem now, he could have dealt that 1/2 damage Earthshock, or even Earthshock Alakir when he's upcoming, because at the moment, there's nothing for Rewind to kill Alakir, if he's not having a Secret Black Knight in his hand.
That would be surprising, though.
I haven't seen a Black Knight in a long time.
Not in Shaman decks.
There are some mid-range Shaman versions that are not that anti-aggro, that are going rather into the, well, control-y way. And he just masses spell damage and does a 3 damage Earthshock. But now 2 Earthshocks are gone, and if Alakir is coming, yeah, Alakir will just kill your 1 totem, well, or Fire Elemental, so you don't even need to play Alakir. Wow, this is getting better and better for Grimmjow now. He just cleared that totem, killed Salnus, and well, he's down to 16. So some Leroy Wind Fury combo would be devastating.
Leroy Rockbiter Wind Fury.
Now, the one combo that deals 16 damage. No, that deals 18 damage instantly. And there's Alakir with double Rockbiter, maybe. Well, 1 Rockbiter would be crazy, but double Rockbiter would be madness.
double rock biter,
This
GG.
is crazy. Rewind just had the perfect hand, I guess, all the time. You saw those rock biters coming from the left side. Well, he top decked one, if I'm not mistaken, but he was just waiting to bring him down and had the perfect rogue and a druid left for Grimmjow. And there we see it's a rogue for Grimmjow. With Azure Drakes too. So the version is kind of the normal version now. Let's not talk about some different Miracle Rogue. This is the normal Miracle Rogue with some Azure Drakes, with, well, sometimes
Could still be Malagos Rogue though.
it can always be Malagos Rogue, and I like that version a lot. Even in a Miracle Rogue, you can just drop a Malagos. If you draw a turn, if the game goes long and you drop a turn 9, there's a Malagos. It's the same thing as Isera. He's a 4/12. So even if he gets silenced, he's a 4/12. Just being in your way, being extremely annoying. And if he survives, you can do a normal Blade Flurry with a 1 attack blade for 6 damage. And that's just devastating. In this matchup, I would give the Miracle Rogue a slight advantage. Even if Rewind on a Shaman is able to go Spirit Wolves, Tauntas, there's always a possibility of Blade plus Salnus plus Blade Flurry, and that's just madness. Even now, there's just Salnus backstab attack with your weapon, and that enemy minion is gone. So this is just super, super good for Grimmjow here. If he wants to do that
He
move.
could also dagger Deadly Poison. Backstab to keep his Salnus to, like, you want to keep the Salnus in combination with Blade Flurry because that's 2 damage, and then you can actually just, clear all totems.
But he already has Deadly Poison in his hand and Blade Flurry, so there's the potential of that 3 damage combo.
True.
So, as you say, you want to keep it for even more Blade Flurry, but you don't need it in this case. And if you go, as you say, weapon up, Deadly Poison and Backstab, in my opinion, that feels wasty, and he just leaves it alive.
Okay.
So
well, if now Spirit Wolves are coming,
there is instantly the Blade Flurry, but I would have...
he's gonna backstab Blade Flurry.
Yeah, and that's...
Well, backstab Salnus Blade Flurry, of course.
If you want...
No.
He
Only Blade Flurry.
doesn't even need to. So.
Yeah. But he just plays a totem.
And no incoming, no wolves incoming. That's okay. There could be just Salnus eviscerate if he wants to. The one problem now is he's not able to attack further with his weapon, and that's super sad since you really want to do it. The good thing is Auctioneer, Coin, Preparation. There are so many cards incoming for Grimmjow next turn. He could even just, well, as you said, backstab Blade Flurry to draw more cards, but he can also just Preparation Eviscerate to get rid of that minion, so he really doesn't need to use his Blade Flurry, and he really wants to keep it.
You want to keep the Blade Flurry, exactly, that's what I wanted to say.
And that's why I think the Shaman is in a slight disadvantage. He knows there's a Deadly Poison dagger. I cannot play my Spirit Wolves. I can only go Totems. Then turn 5, I could maybe go Azure Drake. But the thing is, like, he now needs to care about that. If he just goes blindly Spirit Wolves, it happens. It hurts him a lot.
Yep, that's 5 mana that just go to waste.
Exactly. Grimmjow has everything in his hand to carry away a good game. Not only the Blade Flurry Deadly Poison we were talking about, there's also Auctioneer. And next turn 5, it's Auctioneer. And now there's even a Flame Tongue Totem, so easy decision to almost Blade Flurry here, since you really want to get rid of that stuff. And we're absolutely going to see Auctioneer. And first of all, he should coin to draw a card, or at least backstab. And even a Conceal. So,
nice.
Well, now he can just go Preparation.
Blade Flurry, Coin, Conceal.
Another Blade Flurry, another Preparation. It's getting better and better with every card. And 2 Earthen Ring Farseer. So this is a version that really doesn't want to die against Rush. And it's good to see. And there's Fan of Knives too. It's just getting better and better for him.
Salnus, Fan of Knives.
And another Backstab.
Clears the board. Backstab as well. This looks awesome for Grimmjow.
This looks really awesome for him. He can next turn. So there's Rewind would need to have a Salnus Lightning Storm plus luck to get rid of the Auctioneer. And that's like unlikely. If he has Selna's Lightning Storm, that's lucky in itself.
Yeah.
And then he already needs to have some luck to get rid of Auctioneer.
50-50.
He might have an Argent Commander now, but that's not gonna help him at all. Brings Grimmjow here down to 17. But there's Shift and
backstab.
Shift backstab. That's so annoying. Okay, I wanted to say why did he that this way around? It's okay. There's the Selnus plus Shift. That also works. And he can also play a Cold Blood on his one Auctioneer. Well, or a 2 damage. I would not Shift here. I would Fan of Knives, actually.
Yeah.
It's 3 mana, so rather use your 3 mana.
And you have 2 of them.
And you have 2 of them. Why does he keep him to do that 2 damage Fan of Knives? Maybe he can absolutely use his Cold Bloods now. There's no problem in that. Wow, and a Van Cleave. So that was Selnus, Preparation, Shift, Cold Blood, 4 cards. Did he play Backstab 5 cards this
turn?
turn?
Why didn't he Van Cleave now?
Well, if there's a silence incoming, that Van Cleave is just silence. So
yeah, but he would have forced a lot.
Yeah, he would have forced a lot.
Like, why wait with it?
I don't see a reason to, but your enemy is down to 16.
He has 12 damage on his hand with the 2 Eviscerates and the Cold Blood already, okay? So there would have been, like, he would need to Earthshock the Van Cleave.
To Hex
X the Auctioneer.
He could have just played a Van Cleave. Maybe he feared again. Well, if there was once Alakir, maybe Leroy Rockbiter once. So that could have Leroy Rockbiter of Wind Fury could happen on turn 7. If you count with that, it would be exactly 18 damage.
He would survive.
Yeah,
no, you wouldn't. 17, yeah.
So that's the only thing I can think of here. Lava Burst, that's annoying for Grimmjow. And Pharaoh Spirits. But now there's the double Fan of Knives. It is so strong. And not only double Fan of Knives.
Cold Blood as well.
If Selnus survives here, and plus Cold Blood, as you say, so 5 damage even more if he wants to.
Ouch.
Well, or he just does 1 Fan of Knife, runs his as I said, Agent 2. So Fan of Knives, and then runs his Selnus in plus hero ability. For example, he could do that.
Nah, why would he?
Yeah, just double Fan of Knives and Leroy. So deal your 5 damage. You can.
And he has 2 Eviscerates on his hand.
And next turn, that's 6 plus 4 plus 4. 14 damage incoming. If there's no more Tauntas for Rewind.
It doesn't matter. He has 2 Eviscerates.
Well, that's true. He would need a Taunt Totem and 2, or even a Shadow Step. So even with a Taunt Totem and a double Shadow Step, you're kidding me. It's just like ridiculous.
That was
down. No Earthen Ring Farseers for Rewind here. No Leroy needed. So
like even if